must find my sister.
I'll come with you.
I don't need any man's help.
How's it going, y'all? Rowdy Riles back with another video. Today we are checking out Boss Fight Studios' Epic Hacks, Dread Shaman. And I haven't watched anyone's reviews on this, although I have seen some people saying it's not the best figure, it's not the worst figure, it's got its issues. The reason it took forever to come out. But that being said, I only have the loose collector Dread Shaman, and there's problems with that figure as well. So maybe eventually we'll get the perfect Dread Shaman, but for me, I like Dread Shaman. I want to get the perfect one. And then we've got that Frazetta Conan coming out that looks really, really cool. So another Dread Shaman. I had her pre-ordered. She went up like $5 if you wanted to buy her now as opposed to my pre-order. So I was like, well, I guess I'm getting her. So here she is. With all that being said, let's take a close look at the box and we'll get this bad girl open. Taking a look at the box, you can see it says Dread Shaman, she-devil with a sword, and then boss fight up there in the top corner. We get a little shot in the corner, and of course the figure in her open window. On the side, we get some nice title artwork with some more artwork in the background of Dread Shaman from the comic books. And Marvel actually published Dread Shaman and Conan comics for a while, so that's how I know about Dread Shaman. On the back, we get some posed up shots of the figure. It says Epic Hacks, includes one of 3 collectible inserts, over 30 pieces, and we get a blurb. Dread Shaman, warrior woman out of majestic Hyrcania, the gutsy, wild, tortured, free spirit, forged in pain yet unafraid of life or death, the she-devil with the sword, forced to flee her homeland, and because she spurned the advances of a king and slew him instead, she rode west across the Terminian steppes into the shadowed mists of legendary. On this side, it once again says includes one of 3 collectible inserts compatible with Epic Hacks. Top of the box, bottom of the box, and with all that being said, something about bad redheads with weapons, it's just, it gets me. She's really cool. And I mean bad in a good way, not like evil, like she bad though. So there's the collectible insert that I got. It's very pretty. Some nice artwork. She's all bloody, fighting some skeletons. So very Dread Shaman. It's very, very nice artwork. Probably get that framed and put it somewhere, to be honest, because that's really nice. I didn't know it came with that. So I guess there's 2 other variants. So that's the one I got. And then here is Dread Shaman herself out of the plastic, well, out of the cardboard. About to get her out of the plastic. There's a lot of accessories though. So here is our loose collector Epic Hack. So here is our Boss Fight Studios Epic Hacks Dread Shaman out of the box. And there are a couple of questionable decisions. Like for instance, her body is completely blank. So she has no underwear under there. And there's not anything sculpted. It's just blank. But it's just weird. I'm going to have to find some cloth goods underwear or something to put under there. Because she should not just have her bajangas hanging out back there. You know, that's just crazy. But there is nice sculpted detail here down in these boots. You can see they look very leather. They've got a nice wash on them, and they come up with some straps. And all these little pieces, like her sheath for the knife and the other strap on the leg and her loincloth and belt and all that stuff is interchangeable. It's all swappable. I spent about 10 minutes swapping all these pieces on. I think you can put her axe on that belt loop in the back as well, the axe that she's holding. And all the armor and stuff is painted very nicely. The detail is very good. She is a little loose as far as the body goes, but I'll give them a pass. They're kind of new to 6-inch. Their skeleton was pretty loose as well. Just put some shock oil on it if it gets too loose in some places. But the head sculpt is nice. The paint apps are nice. The only one I don't like the paint apps on is the screaming head, where it's kind of giving her rosy cheeks for whatever reason. But the chainmail and all the other sculpt is beautiful. You can see she's got some leather straps wrapped around her sheath. And we'll look at her accessories later, but I don't really want to take anything off of her. So those, I'm not going to count all this stuff as accessories. Like those arm bangles, I had to put them on, and they are different. They are different sculpts. Different sculpts on each arm. You can see that one's got a single gem, and so does that one, but it's got some more loopy strands on it. And then her shoulder armor is swappable. Chest piece isn't. Gloves, we've got different glove tops for her as well that we can swap out, different loincloth, all that kind of stuff. And she comes with 2 extra head sculpts and a stand, but we'll check out accessories when we get there. She looks great though. Like, I'm not complaining about how she looks. She definitely looks better than the Loose Collector Red Sonja. I didn't like the skin color and the kind of cartoony face. I mean, this one has a cartoony face too, but we'll check out the comparison. But they're different. The Loose Collector one is definitely way more stylized, and this one could kind of fit in with a lot of stuff. Like, I feel like she could fit in on a Marvel Legends shelf if you really wanted her to, because like I said, Marvel did publish Red Sonja for a while. So really cool figure. I'm glad I have her. She's just got a couple issues, and that's okay. They're not a major AAA toy company, so a couple passes on some of the stuff. All the details and paint are lovely, so I can't complain about any of that.
Prepare to be conquered.
I don't want to kill you.
Try it.
Checking out her height, she stands at about 6.5 inches tall. Going over the articulation, starting at the head, forward. Well, look at that, that's a lot forward. Back, not as much because she's got some long billowy hair. Side to side, decent amount. Shoulders come up well over 90 degrees. Actually, her arm came off. So that's an issue right there. Butterfly joint though works beautifully. Look how far back that goes. Back and forward. That's beautiful. We get forward articulation, backward articulation in the upper torso, lower torso, separate ball pegs on both, which is very nice. There is a waist swivel because of that lower ball peg as well. Legs come forward to the side. Back, butt kicking action, absolutely. Double knees, pinless double knees. No thigh cut, but you can see the articulation in there. It's kind of very smooth, very buttery. There is no boot cut, but you don't really need it. Rocker, all that good stuff. And that's one of the problems too, is stuff likes to slide down, but she can definitely articulate way better than the Loose Collector Red Sonja. So even with the loose articulation, and she stands easily too, so that's not a problem at all. So she looks fantastic. And other than the loose joints and the floppy stuff flopping around on her body, I don't really have any issues with her. So I'm glad I got her, actually. I mean, 50 bucks, I don't know. She does come with a lot, but maybe she should have been like $35, but now she's 55, so I was like, I have to get her now before she goes up. For accessories, first of all, she's a barbarian princess lady, so she has a short sword, very shiny, God, I can't talk, very shiny sword, green gem there at the hilt, with some lighter gold paint, and then her dagger matches with the gold and the silver paint, and she has a sheath for both of those. Then we get an axe, which is very sharp, very pointy, so a little hand axe. Swappable loincloth. This is the one she came with. Way too skimpy. Don't want that on her. Shoulder pads. These don't look very practical, so I swapped for the leather ones that are on her. Here's another leg band. If you didn't want to put the dagger on her leg, you can swap that on there as well. Different upper glove portion, so you can swap out that for whatever reason. We get 4 extra hands. We get 2 fists, and another gripping hand, and then an open hand for, like, I guess holding some slightly bigger stuff. And then she's got a fist and an open hand on right now. We get this stand that says Red Sonja, 2 pegs on it, so that's very nice. First head sculpt kind of looks like Hallie from Severance. Is that Hallie? I forget. Helena? Yeah, it kind of looks like her from Severance. This is the screaming one with the rosy cheeks. I guess it's kind of supposed to be her cheeks are flushed from screaming, but probably gonna have to take some acetone and get rid of those. The face sculpt is nice. It's just like I do not like those rosy cheeks on her. And then the other face sculpt that she has on is also very nice. I think this is the one that she's gonna keep on because she got the fooshing hair, kind of a stern face. Doesn't look like Helly as much from Severance. So good looking figure. Did not take as long as I thought it would go over the accessories, but you know, there's the shoulder pads, and the stuff I swapped on is these leather pauldrons, and they look better. And there's a peg in her back, so they stay on. And that jewelry also matches the bangles on her arm. And then, like I said, I'll probably have to get some cloth goods red underwear to put on her to go with this, just so that she's not completely naked under there. And this belt also, so the holster has a peg, but the belt also pegs into this side so it doesn't slide around as much. And you know, you may have to, if you have an outfit that you want on her and you're not going to change that, you may just dab some super glue on some of that stuff. But you know, her sword does go in the sheath. Dagger as well goes in the sheath, and then I just slip it down on accident, but sometimes you gotta do that. There we go. Dagger, sword, and then I think the axe can slip. Yeah, it definitely can. So she can also have her axe. It would have been nice if they gave her like a big barbarian shield or something, but let's get that in there just to prove a point that she can carry all her weapons around and be a bad bee and not worry about it. And yeah, I like her. I'm glad I have both of them, but she's definitely way more fun. And that's the key factor about toys, I think, is it fun playing with it, taking pictures of it, doing stuff with it? Is it just fun? And yeah, she's fun. She's got a couple issues, but I like her. I like the customizability. I like the sculpt. I like all this stuff. So yeah, gotta fix her head though. She looks like she broke her neck. So first of all, for scale and comparison, here she is with the loose collector Red Sonja. And as you can see, the loose collector one is slightly taller, but that's because they gave her heels. She does stand up. She does have bigger, you know, assets on the front, but I definitely like the loose, or the Boss Fight Studios Red Sonja better. She just looks a lot better. The sculpt is more realistic. Proportions are more realistic. A lot more details on the armor, and the paint is better, I would say. And that sucks because the loose collector one was like $80 almost. So definitely impressed with this Boss Fight Red Sonja. She looks great. Head sculpts are definitely much better. And the loose collector one also only came with one head sculpt. So, you know, you get your pluses and your minuses. Next up, for comparison, here she is with some Operation Monster Force. We've got her next to the Kilowog, who I'll definitely take some photography shots with, because werewolf versus Red Sonja, that's perfect. Doesn't even have to be a werewolf, it could just be a wolf creature, you know? That's a perfect thing for a barbarian to fight. And then just the Operation Monster Force Delta Red, so you can see the scale next to those guys as well. Here she is next to Fresh Monkey Fiction Barbarian Santa and regular old classic Santa. Here she is next to an Epic Hacks Boss Fight skeleton that I turned into a barbarian skeleton using the loose collector Red Sonja axe and the Punisher barbarian helmet. And of course next to Jada Cami, who I finally got the updated fixed head sculpt for from Jada. So shout out to Desiree for getting that, because the first one they sent got lost in the mail somehow. So glad we finally got that. And there is these three together. I really like this Red Sonja. She's cool. And lastly, for scale and comparison, for some more giant creatures for her to fight, here she is with the Dungeons & Dragons Owlbear and Displacer Beast. So with all that being said, y'all, I will say that the Boss Fight Epic Hacks Red Sonja was totally worth it to me, although she is a little bit pricey, so may not be worth it to other people, but in my opinion, for my collection, she's worth it. I like her a lot. So if you like this video, smash like, subscribe if you're not subscribed, comment, let me know if you picked up this figure, how your day is going, just say hey. Check out the 3 giveaways that we're doing right now. Keep your head up, stay brave, be kind to your local LGBTQ community. I will see you next time, and bye-bye. Mwah.